Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Just a short time. DA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Las Vegas Raiders. 22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Indianapolis. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Watson off play action. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Kwity Paye in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
A little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Now Watson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. So, Charles, here we are, Week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously for decades, that was the full season. But as we all know, a little strange, still one more game to go next week.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we're both interested to see how things play out next week because we know their division title and wild card spots up for grabs. So those teams, no doubt they'll be all in. But how would you like to go in front of a team that's 3-13 and say, okay, guys, one more time, let's go get them. If we win, it benefits someone else.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have them looking at 3rd and 10. Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback, maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Wentz on the drop off to Taylor and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone, but unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on 3rd and goal. They'll try and run Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
4 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And this goes out wide for Drake. Now Drake loses the football, and the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Caught out right by Renfro. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Off of play action, it's Watson. Back to Renfro again, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Watson on 1st down. Open man is Edwards. He's got it. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 12-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jacobs. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
On 3rd down, it's Jacobs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Okay, CD, 2nd quarter, look at their deficit and where they're at on the field. They're going for this, right?
I think that they are, because down at this point, they've just made that big move. Ride the momentum wave while you can. I know people think, hey, you've got to get some points here. Hey, you're riding it big time. Go get it done.
Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Being chased out left. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The toss here completed to Pittman. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And Pascal's got it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. From the red zone now, Wentz. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of Pittman here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll drop this down to Taylor, and they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Blankenship's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we'll see what they want to do. Just 20 seconds remaining here before the half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. A final shot before the break. Watson. That is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Carlson now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here. And the Raiders have got him. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And he'll take this one up to about the 23.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
55 rushing yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Max Crosby in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz. They'll get that one to Taylor complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. Oh, Pascal able to haul that one in. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Again, it'll be Taylor. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Kylen Granson with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Faking the give. Now Watson. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion. On 3rd down, Jacobs. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. 4th down now after a loss of 2. If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that? I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so. Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless. And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 78 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
But listen, when you got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on first is Wentz. He's got Jack Doyle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Wentz now on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, it's Wentz. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run here with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Colts look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
On first down, it's Watson. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 43. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Corey Willis. And the Coltsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now a give right side. Hines. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Middle of the field, he finds Pascal. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Watson's throw taken in by Edwards. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now it's Watson. That's into the hands of Edwards. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Alex Leatherwood, the Alabama man, called for the penalty there. Here's Watson. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. To the air yet again, Watson. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Quitting Pay, racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. Watson letting one go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. As you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside.
And he loses the football a second time. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Raiders pick it up. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second down, it's Hines, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Raiders pick it up, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right?
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Wentz. Throw going to be caught left side here by Granson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Kylen Granson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown! Tyron Johnson, 77 yards. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Second down, another run with Taylor. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And not what you're looking to do on 3rd and 1, completing the pass, but going backward.
I have zero explanation for that, because 3rd and 1, you just figure snap, throw, first down, right? Easy play. But end up losing yardage on it. That's hard to account for.
So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Watson to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Watson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man, complete. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So now with little time remaining, they'll have this and maybe one more play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now, this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Colts, the victory gets them back to 500, 8-8 on the year. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.